Welcome. This is Mr. Manny, and I'm here to help you out with your homework. First of all, let me tell you where I am. I am in my wife's office right now. Let me see what she has going on here. Check it out. Check it out. Yes, there's the world. There's a nice painting. Uh huh. All right. Okay. It's not that exciting. But this is in Oakland, California, and let's talk about your work. So the very first assignment is this thing called the 100 chart activity. Okay, let me zoom in on that a little bit. Set my computer down. Uh, very simple, I think. I got this number 27 here that I'm highlighting with my mouse. Right there. That means you just go to the number 27, which is right here. I'm going to circle it in red. Now, the blue arrow says I need to move to the right 1 unit. So that's all I got to do. When you move to the right, you get the number 28. And all you got to do is write that down on your answer sheet. 28. That's it. Pretty simple. And then it does get tricky with stuff like number 72. 72 isn't even on the chart. So you got to kind of figure out where it is and figure out where the arrows are going to take you. So that is up to you. And you should work with other people on this. This is a group effort. Okay, so that is the very first page. Okay, the second assignment is called multiplying, right? And I trust that you know how to multiply things like 3 times 5 equals 15. Now, what I want you to get used to here is that multiplication looks like a lot of different things. It could look like this little tiny x in between the 3 and the 5. It floats kind of somewhere in the middle between the two numbers. In this case here, there's 3 times 5 with a line that signifies equals. This may be new to you. It could also be a dot right here. And again, that dot is between the 3 and the 5, and it floats up in the middle. If it was lower, it would be a decimal point. So don't get those two mixed up. Another way to look at it is with parentheses. So 3 and then parentheses 5 means multiply, and then a couple of sets of parentheses also means multiply. Why are there so many ways to do it? I have no idea. If it were up to me, I would choose the parentheses all the time. This one right here, that one's my favorite. So let me zoom in on that a little bit. Here's a bunch of practice problems, and again, you just have to do the multiplication and get used to seeing these dots all over the place. All right, I'm going to pause the video for the next and final page. Okay, the next page is called integers, and I want you to read along with me in order to practice your English. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. And okay, there we go. Integers. Okay, right there. Integers are a lot like whole numbers that you already know. The main difference is that there are negative integers as well as positive integers. 0 is also an integer. Here's one way we can picture the set of integers. So this is called the number line. And you know, when you're a baby, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no big deal. Because you can say, oh, this is 1 apple or 2 apples or 1 stapler. But the idea of 0 or -1 staplers, -2, that doesn't make any sense. And so those only exist in the realm of mathematics. Okay? So now that you're moving up in your knowledge, you get to say things like negative numbers. Okay? As you can see, the negative integers are to the left of 0. We use a little raised minus sign to show that an integer is negative. Sometimes we use a little raised plus sign to show that an integer is positive, but we usually don't use any sign at all when the integer is positive. 0 is neither negative or positive. Okay, so let's shrink that back. In this assignment, all we're going to do is compare integers, okay? Which one's bigger and which one's smaller. That's it. And when you look at any two numbers, the number to the right side is bigger than the number to the left. So obviously 7, which I'm highlighting here, is bigger than 5, right? But it's a little tricky because here, -5 is actually bigger than -7, okay? I would rather owe the bank $5 than owe the bank $7. The -5 would represent that I would have more money because I owe less. All right? And it says here, read with me, write greater than, equals, or less than between the two integers to show whether the first is greater than, equal to, or less than the second. The way I learned it when I was a little kid is to use the shark analogy. Okay, it looks something like this. Okay, there, the shark will always eat whatever's on this side is the big one, right? Big. And on this side of the shark is small. Okay? So you are going to practice with numbers like this. 1 is way bigger than a -2. Positives are always bigger than negatives. Okay? 5 is greater than 2. No problem. Ooh, 2 is less than 5. See how the shark is going towards the 5? So, and that's it. I want you to just kind of warm up. It's the first piece of homework of the school, summer school, and so it should be a little bit easier. It'll get more tricky later on as we get into the course. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for assignment 2.